just hood, scrapes on his side, but this guy ain't no good. He was all around the tongue, but he can't go abroad. Everybody know he's a big, big fraud. Every plane that land does give you a fright. That's why he does pray and cry every night. But people don't worry, have no fright, 'cause we gonna expedite the extra. As Robin Hansel, both of you going in a cell, please tell me now the real price for the Lamborghini. Do it very soon, do it very shortly. As Robin Hansel, both of you going in a cell, please tell me now the real price for the Lamborghini. Do it very soon, do it very shortly. Since I was young, now I old. Never know Guyana had so much gold. Ship it out but not pay taxes. I hear we owe in the millions. He spent half on them gas, them Brazilians. But soon they are reckoning a come. I laugh them, I go laugh. I run them, I go run. Run, 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 run. As Robin Hansel, both of you going in a cell. Please tell me now the real price for the Lamborghini. Do it very soon, do it very shortly. As Robin Hansel, both of you going in a cell. Please tell me now the real price for the Lamborghini. Do it very soon, do it very shortly. Just do it very quick, do it very shortly. Just do it, just do it. One of them chicks say you just come real quick. They say we're wrong, why you're moving so frantic. He panting, he's sweating, he's trembling inside. He say I can't stay long for the ride. Bye. They shut it down and GRA invoice. Smuggling, calling, let me make my choice. My choice. As Robin Hansel, watch how fast the story spell. Lamborghini price keep changing every minute. Fix it now, my friend. Make up your mind. We tired of the gimmicks. Oh, all them years you rip off the nation. Now you turn overnight big politician. I believe this song on Sinky mission. Just trying out your dodgy extradition. We talk about change and new ambition, but we know it's just pure self-preservation. Why the paperwork tight, no more magician. Soon court gun tally for real submission. But people don't worry, have no fright, 'cause we gonna expedite the extra. As Robin Hansel, both of you going in a cell. Please tell me now the real price for the Lamborghini. Do it very soon, do it very shortly. As Robin Hansel, both of you going in a cell. Please tell me now the real price for the Lamborghini. Do it very soon, do it very shortly. Do it very quick, do it very shortly. I see some of you laughing, some of you crying. Please don't think we Guyanese stupid or stalling. They're living in mansion with pool and spouse. Guyanese living like church mouse. There is something really wrong here. This ain't right, this ain't right. That's why we wanna really expedite the extra dime. As Robin Hansel, both of you going in a cell. Please tell me now the real price for the Lamborghini. Do it very soon, do it very shortly. As Robin Hansel, both of you going in a cell. Please tell me now the real price for the Lamborghini. Do it very soon, do it very shortly. Do it very quick, do it very shortly. Expedite the extra time. Soon the FBI plane gonna land. Expedite the extra time. Ring the bell, ring the bell. Expedite the extra time. As Robin Hansel. Expedite the extra time. Yeah, yeah. Expedite the extra time. As Robin Hansel. Expedite the extra time. Yeah, yeah. Some say as Robin was Robin, and he's just hood, scrapes on his side, but this guy ain't no good. He was all around the tongue, but he can't go abroad. Everybody know he's a big, big fraud. Every plane that land does give you a fright. That's why he does pray and cry every night. But people don't worry, have no fright, 'cause we gonna expedite the extra. As Robin robbing Hansel. Both of you going in a cell, please tell me now the real price for the Lamborghini. Do it very soon. Do it very shortly. As Robin Hansel. Both of you going in a cell, please tell me now the real price for the Lamborghini. Do it very soon. Do it very shortly. Since I was young, now I old. Never know Guyana had so much gold. Ship it out but not pay taxes. I hear we owe in the millions. He spent half on them gas, them Brazilians. But soon they are reckoning a come. A laugh them a go laugh, a run them a go run. Run, 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 run. As Robin Hansel. Both of you going in a cell. Please tell me now the real price for the Lamborghini. Do it very soon. Do it very shortly. As Robin Hansel. Both of you going in a cell. Please tell me now the real price for the Lamborghini. Do it very soon. Do it very shortly. Just do it very quick. Do it very shortly.
This is Quincy Anderson. You know I love my country. There's no other country better than mine. Welcome to Guyana, land of 6 races, 6 different faces, and we all live in love. Guyana is a beautiful country, no other can compare. Got everything right here, so no other can compare. Guyana is made up of so many natural resources. We don't need no forces, cause we got enough resources. Let's talk about bauxite, gold, diamond, and rice. We got it right here. Guyana ain't going nowhere. We got enough oil too. One Guyana, I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. One Guyana, I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. Hey, hey, Guyana is nice, Guyana is fun, Guyana is clean, Guyana is green, Guyana got oil, Guyana got gold, Guyana got young and Guyana got old. I ain't talking no more. Guyana got things, we growing wings and developing things. The government real and that's a big deal. I'm singing from my heart, Guyana. I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. One Guyana, I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. Welcome to Guyana, land of 6 races, 6 different faces, and we all live in love. Guyana is a beautiful country, no other can compare. Got everything right here, so no other can compare. Guyana is made up of so many natural resources. We don't need no forces, cause we got enough resources. Let's talk about bauxite, gold, diamond, and rice. We got it right here. Guyana ain't going nowhere. We got enough oil too. One Guyana, I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. One Guyana, I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home.
Hey yo, my G, where you from?
Clear.
With Courdel Jones, you know it's gonna be real from 8 to 9, bringing vibes you can feel. News, views, and what's hot today will keep you wired in every way. Livewire, tune in and feel the spark. Every morning, lighting up your heart. Courdel's here, bringing life to your day. Monday to Friday, we're paving the way. Up the day is bright, time to feel the flow. Turn your dial to Livewire, we're ready to go. With Courdel Jones, you know it's gonna be real. From 8 to 9, from 8 to 9, bringing vibes you can feel. News, views, news and what's hot today. We'll keep you wired in every way. We'll keep you wired every way. In every way. Livewire, so let and feel the spark. Every morning lighting up your heart. Courdel's here, bringing life to your day. Monday to Friday, we're paving the way. Stories that matter, we got the scoop. From the latest headlines to the local truth. It's your community, your voice, your power. Livewire hits you every hour. So grab your coffee, your tea, your toast. With Courdel Jones, we'll give you the most. Livewire, we'll give you the way. Coming to the energy, the beat of the street, the show that connects. It's where people meet. We're wired to your world. We got the news on Livewire. There's nothing to lose. Livewire, turn and feel the spark. Every morning lighting up your heart. Courdel's here, bringing life to your day. Monday to Friday, we're paving the way. Livewire, tune in and feel the spark. Every morning lighting up your heart. Courdel's here, bringing life to your day. Monday to Friday, we're paving the way. Livewire, tune in and feel the spark. Every morning lighting up your heart. Courdel's here, bringing life to your day. Monday to Friday, we're paving the way. Stories that matter, we got the scoop. From the latest headlines to the local truth. It's your community, your voice, your power. Livewire hits you every hour. Livewire, tune in and feel the spark. Every morning lighting up your heart. It's your community, your voice, your power. Livewire hits you every hour.
Good morning, and welcome to another episode of Livewire with yours truly. It is the 9th of March, 2026. I hope everybody had a good weekend and they're ready to go this week, ready to go out there and be productive and advance whatever goals that you may have set out for this year, this week, today. So I wish everyone a productive day, and I trust everybody is up well and in good health. Morning to those people joining us across the 10 administrative regions. Morning to those persons joining us across the diaspora. Special good morning to those persons in the comment section. Thank you guys for your continued support. Please remember to share the live, subscribe and follow the various pages on the various platforms so that we may have the widest viewership possible. Do apologize to you guys for not being here on Friday. We had some unforeseen circumstances, but nevertheless, the show must go on, and we're here this morning to continue fighting the good fight. Morning to those people in the comment section again. Mazo Inchan, Dionan Suku, morning to you. Bibi Far, Ken Ramsami, good morning to you. Tara Babulal, Bibi Kalicharan, good morning. Tracy Martindale. Yeah, the 11th coming up, right? You make a jump there, Tracy. Pamela, morning to you. Sarah Mosley, good morning to you. Walter Fisher, Intias Bacchus. Ion Bipat, Prasad Pati, good morning to you. Philomena Lee, good morning. Pam, morning to you. And Trevor Shirley. Narayan, morning to you. Asif Ahmad, Violet Prasad, good morning. June Taylor, good morning to you. Tulsiram, morning to you. Morning, everyone. I hope everybody's having a wonderful, wonderful morning. Happy International Women's Day, belatedly, to all the Livewire women and just generally all the women across the country and the rest of the world. Happy International Women's Day to belatedly to all of you. Right? Anyway, let's get into today's content. First things first. We got a ruling on the court from the court. Most of you would know this already. We got a ruling from the court in relation to the cambio license and the revocation of such, right? And I still don't understand how some Guyanese can still think that this is something other than what it is. The Mohammeds being caught, right, with their pants down, operating a cambio that was supposed to be closed. right? And there's still some people in society today that will think that the Mohammeds are being politically persecuted. If that was the case, why wouldn't the judge grant a judgment in their favor, right? But I'm glad that this came out so that a lot of persons who are of the view that these guys are in some way, shape, or form innocent, we can put that to rest. No, the High Court dismissed this application. And this application was in a bid to restore their Cambio license. Now, the Justice Young, ruled in favor of the Bank of Guyana, confirming that the revocation was lawful. And forces you to understand, if you're talking about unlawful actions and the Mohammeds involved, most likely they're the unlawful characters. Right? So the court has now confirmed that the Bank of Guyana acted within its legal authority. And the applicant's arguments completely collapsed. And not just because of who presented it. You know who their attorney was. The indomitable mook called Darren Wayne. Right? So they argue through Darren Wayne. And you know, once it's through Darren Wayne, is a stumbling, bumbling, stupid argument. The Mohammeds argued that they were not given a chance to be heard before the license was revoked. For some reason, these guys got this sense of entitlement that rules and procedures don't apply to them. They must be given a special hearing because it's ass and shell. Right? But the judge, after examining all the information, found that the Bank of Guyana did invite them to a hearing. The judge found that the Mohammeds acknowledged receiving an invitation to this hearing. The judge found that the Mohammeds confirmed attendance, that they were going to attend this hearing to be heard. Right? And the judge also found that they did not show up. Guyanese are the few Guyanese who are still on the Mohammed strain. I don't know what else you need to see. Right? Azzedine, his father, who are implicated and are in the process of being extradited to the United States, have avoided every opportunity they have had to clear their name in relation to anything. Right? So all we hear from Shell when he says all Black people are the same, all we study is money, 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 is that he got a Black friend. All we hear from Azzedine Mohammed in relation to gold smuggling, wire fraud, mail fraud, 11 indictable accounts, links to Hezbollah, allegations of murder and all this other stuff. PvP persecution. No, nothing to clear his name, nothing to say, hey, this happened on this date and I was here on this date, not there, nothing. We even got from Azzedine Mohammed one of the most unfathomable things done by a son to father at the court. As he said, listen, you know, they just talk and point with the whole hand. Listen, I am not a gold exporter, I'm a gold miner. Daddy does export gold. You understand? So when asked if is your daddy got to do this thing, they pack up and run. Azadine doesn't want to go to Florida to clear his name. The Bank of Guyana said, hey, we see you get sanctions. Come and tell me what's going on. We invite you. We inviting you to come and tell us what's going on. They received that invitation, acknowledged, hey, again, email received. They respond to the email to say, hey, we will be there at this meeting that you set out at this time and this place to discuss whatever. And didn't show up. Did not show up. So you cannot refuse an opportunity to be heard and then later claim you were never given one. And if you notice, that's a pattern with Azadine. Right? That's the pattern. He has every opportunity to go to Florida and clear his name. But no, he don't want to go. He got every opportunity to show us where buy the Lamborghini from, where it come from, the receipt, how much pay for it, this, that. He doesn't want to do that. Right? He could confirm whether Dion Bass come saying that the former police about the murder of paper shards. But he won't confirm nothing. He don't want to answer to nothing. Huh? He don't want to answer to nothing. Azadine Mohammed, according to him and his supporters, is the most righteous, never do nothing wrong, above board, pay all the taxes, more, give the most to charity, the cleanest, holiest businessman in the whole country. He has not done anything. Nothing. He just pay all the bills. He don't pay late. Nothing. And imagine that's Azadine's plight. And Azadine's father is on record as saying there is no perfect businessman that paying all the taxes. There's no perfect businessman. But Azadine is pretending to be that perfect businessman, right? To the public. I've done nothing wrong. They're just persecuting me. Now, what is important as well is that the court rejected the predetermined decision claim. Now, another stupid argument made by the mook, Darren Wade, was that the Bank of Guyana had already made up its mind. But the judge said there's no evidence the decision was predetermined. If the bank didn't make up its mind, frig the Mohammeds, we want y'all selling money no more. We cancel your license. Frig y'all. Go. Right? Take that and go. Right? Why would they invite you to a hearing? To waste time? To waste their staff time? If they already decided that no matter what, we closing this Gambia, we want to hear nothing from nobody. Why would they invite you to a hearing that you ain't show up for? Right? So there was no evidence that the decision was predetermined by the bank. And the Bank of Guyana followed the legal framework under the Dealers in Foreign Currency Licensing Act. The regulatory authority acted within the law, and the courts has confirmed it. Now, there was an issue about timings, right? And you remember in the Granger elections thing, they defined a set of stuff outside of the procedural or the timeline. So if something happened today, I'm not saying this is the timeline for this. I'm speaking hypothetically. If something happened today, okay, let's say, to make it simple, I stole this remote today. You know that I stole the remote today. and you will go to the station. Okay, today is Monday, right? You will go to the station Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday again. A whole next week pass. You go on the third week. But in law and certain aspects of law, there's a time limit in terms of you moving to the courts or reporting crime or whatever it is. They got time limit, right? So the legal challenge by the Honorable Mook Darren Wade was filed 1 year after the license was revoked. Right? 1 year. And more significant, the license would have expired anyway on the 31st of December 2024. Right? So filing a challenge a year later raises serious questions about the legal strategy behind the case. And it seems to be something of more of a malicious nature, because if it was indeed that this cambio closing was so detrimental to you and your family and whatnot, why not move to the courts right away? Why not attend the meeting? Right? Why not attend the meeting? The Bank of Guyana revoked these guys, these Shell and the fool, the fugitive offender opposition leader, Asdin Mohammed. They revoked that license after the U.S. Treasury OFAC sanctions were placed on them. Right? And that was in June of 2024. The fact that they were sanctioned created a major financial risk for this country. Financial regulators must protect the country's financial system from international sanctions exposure. At the end of the day, if a licensed financial entity is sanctioned internationally, regulators have to act to protect the banking system. Right? It's simple as that. So the court ultimately said the Bank of Guyana acted lawfully. The applicants delayed their challenge without proper explanation. The legal argument did not stand up to scrutiny. And the court said, know something, for being so stupid, y'all pay $250,000 to the Bank of Guyana, them and the lawyers. Now, there are wider implications here. The ruling signals that Guyana's courts will uphold regulatory decisions when they are legally justified. And financial regulators must act to protect the country's credibility in the global financial system. Where Guyana is going, Guyana cannot afford to have its financial sector exposed to sanction risks. That the High Court has spoken clearly. The Bank of Guyana acted within the law, and the applicants failed to use the opportunities given to them to be heard. And the challenge was filed far too late. In matters involving financial regulation and international sanctions, the stability of Guyana's financial system must always come first. Must always come first. Now, I want to move over to oil prices, right? And we have seen, given that what's going on, prices have started to increase. So we have to talk about this. And this is something that is happening on the global stage. that will have real implications right here at home in Guyana, whether we like it or not. So, according to international reports, oil prices have now surged past 100 US dollars per barrel for the first time since the Russia-Ukraine war started in 2022. Now, you must ask yourself, what is driving this spike? Fear is what's driving this spike. Fear in the global energy market that a major conflict involving Iran could disrupt global oil supplies. Now, some people might see this or might see this headline and say, well, that's happening 1,000 miles away in the Middle East. What does that have to do with us in Guyana? But the reality is, energy markets are global. When oil prices move in New York, London, or the Middle East, the ripple effects travel across the world. And yes, they reach Georgetown, they reach Linden, they reach Borabis, they reach Essequibo, they reach every single corner of this country that we love. Because energy drives everything. Transportation runs on fuel, shipping runs on fuel, agricultural equipment runs on fuel, factories run on energy. So when oil prices spike globally, the entire global economy feels it. And right now, the reason markets are reacting so sharply is because Iran sits at the heart of one of the most critical energy corridors in the world. The Strait of Hormuz. I said it right? Yeah, I think so. Right? Now, this is one of the most important oil shipping lanes on the planet. Nearly 20% of the world's oil supplies pass through that narrow stretch of water every single day. Now, imagine if conflict disrupts that route. Immediately, the world fears that supply could be cut off. And when supply fears raise, prices shoot up. That is exactly what we're seeing now. Oil crossing the $100 mark is not just a number, it's a signal. It tells the world that the market believes energy could become scarce and difficult, or I should say difficult to move. And once oil crosses that psychological barrier, history tells us that the effects begin to show up across economies everywhere. And when I say everywhere, it includes here. Now let's bring the conversation home to our 592, our Guyana. Because many people say, well, Guyana is an oil producing country. No, we produce it all. Folks, or for those who may not understand, we are exporting oil. So why should we worry about high oil prices? Here is the important thing people must understand. Crude oil is what Guyana produces, yes. But we still import most of the refined fuel we use locally, gasoline, diesel, and other petroleum products. We do not yet have a refinery producing those products domestically. That means when global oil prices rise, the cost of refined fuel imports, they will also rise. So what does that translate into? And I'm telling you all this so that people are braced for the future. Higher prices at the pump, higher prices by the taxi man and the bus operator man, and higher prices, higher logistics costs. And when transportation costs rise, the effects, that I should say, affects the prices of goods and services across the economy. Food distribution prices rise, construction costs rise, shipping costs rise. So while the war in the Middle East seems distant, its economic shockwaves travel across the globe. And Guyana is not immune. But there's another side to this conversation that we must also discuss. Because Guyana is not the same country we were 10 years ago. We are now an oil exporting nation. And when global prices rise, the value of the value of every barrel of oil Guyana sell also rises. That means more revenue flowing into the country, more revenue entering the natural resources fund, more fiscal space for government spending on development projects, infrastructure, healthcare, education, housing. So there is somewhat of a balance. On one side, customers may feel pressure from higher fuel and transportation costs, but on the other side, the country earns more revenue from its oil exports. That is the paradox of being an oil producer in a volatile global market. Now, this situation also reminds us of something very important. Guyana's long-term strategy cannot rely on exporting crude oil only. It must include energy security. That is why projects like the gas, the energy are so critical, because they aim to lower electricity costs locally and reduce the dependence on imported fuel. It is also why diversification of the economy matters, because global shocks like this, war, geopolitical conflicts, shipping disruptions, they will happen from time to time. And countries must build resilience. The reality is that geopolitics and energy markets are deeply intertwined. Whenever tension escalates in major oil producing regions, the Middle East, Russia, the Gulf, the world watches oil prices closely. Because energy sits at the foundation of the global economy. Now, the coming weeks will be important. Markets will be watching whether the conflict escalates or stabilizes. If tensions continue to rise, oil prices could go even higher. Some analysts are already warning that prices could climb way beyond $100 per barrel if supply disruptions become real rather than just feared. And that could create further pressure on the global economy. Inflation could rise again. Transportation costs could increase worldwide, not just here. And governments everywhere will have to manage the economic fallout from this. For Guyana, for us Guyanese, the key takeaway is this: we are now part of the global energy system. What happens in the Middle East affects markets in New York. What happens in New York affects prices in the Caribbean. And those effects ultimately reach the pumps, the businesses, and the households right here at home. So while this is an external shock driven by geopolitical conflict, it reminds us that Guyana's economic future is now deeply connected to the global energy markets. And understanding those dynamics is essential as our country continues to grow as a major energy producer. This is a moment to watch carefully because global events, even those thousands of miles away, can shape economic realities here in Guyana. And that is something every citizen must understand, right? Every single citizen. Now, that aside, we seemingly having we having a little public discussion on, or back and forth, I should say, on. Sorry, I ain't had no energy drink this morning. Sorry. On statements made by the honorable opposition leader, right? And this one I'll address in the raw, right? In the raw. And I want to take some time in exposing the hypocrisy of discrimination, right? So I am going to use some terms used by Azadin Mohammed against a certain section of society, against another section of society, and let's see how people feel about it, right? We're going to expose the hypocrisy of discrimination. Now, imagine someone stood up and said, Black people or mixed people should not be allowed to go into a certain bar or a shop or like a supermarket because there are questionable characters. The entire country would rightfully be outraged. People would call it racism. People would call it discrimination. And even unacceptable in a modern society. And that reaction would be correct. The principle is the same. Discrimination doesn't suddenly become acceptable just because the target group changes. Just like how Afro-Guyanese were discriminated against, just like other races are discriminated against, it's all the same. Whether the target is race, religion, sexual orientation, the underlying principle is the same. You cannot deny people their dignity or place in society simply because you disagree with who they are. Guyana is a plural society. I must remind my viewers, Guyana was built on diversity and coexistence. Africans, Indians, indigenous people, Portuguese, Chinese, mixed heritage, all part of the national fabric. Our society works because we allow people to exist freely in public spaces. Supermarkets, markets, villages, churches, mosques, temples, wherever the building Buddha be worshipped in this is called wherever, once it's a public space. These belong to all Guyanese. Now, I want us to look at religion versus public life. Everyone has a right to their religious belief, but personal beliefs cannot be used to exclude citizens from public life. You understand? Everybody has a right to their religious belief, but your personal religious belief cannot be used to exclude other citizens, just like you, from public life. Your faith may guide your personal conduct, but it cannot dictate who is allowed to walk into a public space. Now, there's a danger to exclusion. History shows what happens when exclusion becomes normalized. It begins with a word, then social exclusion, then it evolves into harassment or violence. Societies that tolerate discrimination open the door to division and instability. Guyana doesn't need that right now. One Guyana. Now, we must look at Guyana's progress. Guyana is moving forward economically and socially. The world is watching this country as it grows. We cannot build a modern nation while promoting exclusion and intolerance. If we would reject discrimination based on race, we must reject discrimination in all its forms. Guyana belongs to every citizen who calls this land home. Our strength has always been our diversity, not our division. So I hope this message gets to the people who need to hear it, right? And despite your personal views on a topic, you must respect people and give them a chance to operate, right? Guys, I gotta head into Georgetown, so I'll be out of here. Thank you for joining me on the live this morning. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Somebody had to bring on the show, boy. Can't remember. Anyway, y'all have a wonderful rest of the morning. Please go out there and be productive today. Look out for those persons who may not be looking out for you on the roadways. And as I usually say before I go, it's all about peace. It's all about love. It's all about one another.
We are a peaceful people, struggle as we struggle, and we don't look for trouble, just ask around. But when outside faces from foreign places talk about taking over, we ain't backing down. We ain't giving up no mountains, we ain't giving up no tree, we ain't giving up no river that belongs to we. Not one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one grass, not a blade of grass. This land is all I know. We're gonna make it somehow. We will bend like a bow, but never break. Our fathers came here, and they lived and died here, and we ain't moving nowhere, make no mistake. We ain't giving up no mountains, we ain't giving up no tree, we
of the Rupununi and the Essequibo, daytime or night. Though we may criticize it, this is our home, we love it, and we need to keep it. We have that right.